After some deliberation, we decided early on in the life of the Arctic Circle to establish this prize. But we also decided we are not going to give it every year. It will be a rare occasion, and we will only give it to individuals or organizations that have truly demonstrated path-breaking leadership and pioneering innovation, and thus contributed not only to the future of the Arctic, but also to the future of the planet. And as you saw here on the stage, the first recipient was the Secretary General of the United Nations, Ban Ki-moon, especially for his role in the success of the Paris Climate Conference, which was mentioned by the President of Iceland just now. And then a few years later, John Kerry, Secretary of State previously, but also climate envoy of the United States, received the prize. And then, I think it was 2 or 3 years ago, we awarded it to the Alfred Wegener Institute on the Mosaic expedition, the historic Mosaic expedition, which was the first time in human history that we as humankind were able to conduct research and science around the North Pole and the northernmost area of the world in wintertime. We had no data, no scientific knowledge about what happens in the highest north of our planet during winter. And unfortunately, as the leader of that expedition, Marcus Rex, said a few years ago, due to the growing geopolitical tensions and consequences of the war and others, such an expedition would not be possible today, because it was a partnership of many nations, including China, Russia, United States, Europe, and others. So here today, we are for the fourth time going to award the Arctic Circle Prize to an extraordinary leader and visionary who, through her long-standing career, has steadfastly promoted the importance of the Arctic and cooperation, not just in her own country, but also globally. Having myself served in the legislature and in political roles, I can tell you it's not easy. It's not easy. Giving the responsibilities of your constituents and the growing demands by the media day in and day out, week in and week out, to stay the course on an important vision. But the fourth recipient of the Arctic Circle Prize has definitely done that. To some extent, I would say she has single-handedly, as we have witnessed through the many Arctic Circle assemblies, brought the Arctic future and the Arctic concerns from being on the periphery of the United States, the most powerful country in the world, to the center stage of not only Congress, but also the administration, different administrations, Obama, Trump, Biden. Established within the Senate, the Arctic Caucus, which is a gathering of numerous senators who are now concerned with the Arctic future. But in addition to the extraordinary leadership in America, she has globally become perhaps, and I would say definitely, the most influential democratically elected leader in the entire Arctic, through her presence in different parts of the world, Asia, Europe, elsewhere, in presenting her arguments, her vision, her course on the Arctic issue. And for all of this phenomenal contribution, we are honored here today to award Senator Lisa Murkowski the Arctic Circle Prize for, as it says here in the declaration, Arctic leadership in America and globally. So, Senator, it is with profound pleasure and honor I invite you to come here to the stage and receive the 4th Arctic Circle Prize. This is a symbolic piece of art done by an Icelandic, the foremost Icelandic glass artist, that symbolizes not only the ice on the glaciers, but also the prize itself. So, congratulations, Senator. Thank you for your support. You were one of the few people who supported the idea of the Arctic Circle when it was just an idea. So we are especially honored 12 years later or so, because this was the year before we established the Assembly, to honor you in this way here today. So I know you've already spoken on this stage today, but I will invite you to say a few words after receiving this prize and before we continue to the next. Congratulations. Thank you.
Chairman Grimson, thank you. Thank you for the recognition. Those of you who don't know Ólafur Grimsson need to get to know the man. He is persuasive in many, many ways, but he is also one who is diligent to a task and encourages others to be the same. So the opportunity that I have had as I have come to know not only his Arctic vision, but to gather with so many that have such a keen focus on such an extraordinary part of the world, and to learn and partner and collaborate and grow together, this is what this is all about. And so whether it's gatherings at this assembly in Reykjavik or in parts of the globe, as we speak about the imperative of the Arctic, it is a mission and a passion for so many of us. And I'm just privileged to be able to come from a state that has a center and has a heart and an understanding of the issues that are around us and the opportunities that they present, the challenges that we have to work through, and how I can then work to give back to solve so many of those problems through a position where people of Alaska have empowered me to be in a place to perhaps make a difference. But it must be done in connection and in collaboration with others, and with others who may not get the Arctic, or may not understand the Arctic, or who may not care about the Arctic. And it's the ability to work with different administrations from different perspectives, views that I disagree with, or realize that I have more in common than I thought. And these are the lessons that I bring on our matters of concern and opportunity, is that we can only accomplish what we need to accomplish when we are working together. And we will have our challenges. We will have our matters that will divide us. But we need to remember that at the heart of it, it is about the people, and it is about this extraordinary planet that we are obligated to care for. And so thank you for caring, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to work alongside of you as we make our Arctic, our planet, a healthier place for us all. thank you for this recognition.
Right.